Steelers fans, we are doing a competition here at Chat Sports to see which channel can get the most comments on one video. So here's what I tell you guys, all right? The record here on Steelers Talk for the most comments on a single video is 41. Someone commented 41 times on one video, but I want to break that record and I want to win this competition because we got a ton of channels here at Chat Sports, and here at Steeler Nation, here at Steelers Talk, we do not lose these kinds of battles. So go ahead and go in the comment section, put in as many comments as you possibly can. Try to make it as unique as possible, because if you just spam the same thing over and over again, YouTube will delete it. So try to put as many unique comments as possible in the comment section so we can win this competition. And right now, guys, it's going to be tough because we got a ton of channels here at Chat Sports. And one of our biggest channels, the Raiders Report, already has a video that put up like 3,000 comments, something like that. So we have some work to do right now. Get in the comment section right now. Put as many comments as you can in there. And if you have the most comments on this video, you will get a special shout out on tomorrow's show. What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. Thanks for spending part of your day to talk some Steelers football with us. We got a great show lined up for you today. Number one, William Jackson III. Is he going to be cut? There's a new report that says that the Steelers are planning on cutting him. We'll break that down here in a second. And then we'll also go over Bleacher Report's draft targets for the Steelers, where they named 3 offensive tackle prospects for the Steelers to go after in the draft. Brian Flores is interviewing for a ton of positions around the league. We'll discuss that and the implications. And then also there's another coach in the league that the Steelers might consider hiring that could be the Brian Flores to this next year that Brian Flores was to the team this year. So let's just dive right into today's action and start with Gerry Dulac, who said that William Jackson III is going to be cut. So for those of you that don't know, Gerry Dulac, he's a reporter for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He hosts a radio show, very connected inside the Steelers locker room and building. And this is what he had to say when it comes to the Steelers cornerback situation. Some will be gone, like Jackson. They will not keep him, nor did they intend to when they trade for him, is essentially what he's saying. So William Jackson III, Steelers traded for him at the 2022 NFL trade deadline. Did not play a single snap for the black and gold this year due to a back injury. He was on his way back. If the Steelers made the playoffs, he might have played, but apparently they were never intending on bringing him back for 2023. They were planning on cutting him because he is scheduled to make like almost $13 million for someone that hasn't graded well over the past couple of years. I definitely don't think that he is worth that kind of money, which is why I think that cutting him is absolutely the right move for the Steelers. They might consider bringing him back on a team-friendly deal, maybe like $4 or $5 million if he's willing to take that kind of contract. But at the end of the day, guys, you just can't be paying $13 million to guys that are unproven, that you're not really sure are going to be worth that kind of money. So let me know in the comments section right now, is cutting William Jackson III the right move for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Type Y for yes or type N for no. This is the pinned comment on today's video. So whenever you get an ad break here on the video, just go ahead, go in the comment section, find that pinned comment. It'll be right there at the top, and answer today's question. So my take on all this, guys, is that I just don't really see Pittsburgh making sweeping changes, like big-time changes in the cornerback room. Like a lot of Steelers fans are wanting to go get like Jalen Ramsey, make a splash, go get Ramsey, or make a trade for somebody or sign James Bradbury. But honestly, guys, I think the Steelers are going to stick with mostly what they have right now. Ahkello Witherspoon and Levi Wallace are both guys that they like in the building, and they're both under contract next season. Cam Sutton, he can play on the nickel. He was also really good on the outside this year. He was the best cornerback for the Steelers this past season. My guess is that they're going to re-sign him so they keep that unit together. Still got Arthur Maulet in there as a backup nickel. It's looking like Pierre and Josh Jackson, they're probably going to be gone because they're free agents. And then William Jackson III is going to get cut, so they might add some pieces in the draft. They might go into free agents, get a couple backup pieces in free agency. But to me, it's looking like that they're going to try to keep this group together, because if you look at this defense over the second half of the season, it was really good. It was really good. When you have something that's really that good, when you're putting up number 2 in points per game allowed with TJ Watt on the field, right? Total yards per game, number 1 in the National Football League, number 1 in takeaways, right? Second in sacks. If you're putting up that kind of production, you want to keep it all together. You want to keep relatively the same players on the field. And if you bring back Witherspoon, bring back Wallace, you bring back Sutton, you're doing that if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they're going to try to run it back with this defense next season. And with that, guys, with the Steelers trying to upgrade their situation this offseason, you should be trying to upgrade your financial situation with today's sponsor, Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. This app has done wonders for my financial situation with handling my monthly subscription problem, because I love streaming TV, guys. I love doing that, but at the end of the day, it can be tough to really keep track of everything that you're doing and everything that you're paying for and everything that you shouldn't be paying for. So with this app, it shows you all of your subscriptions in one place and then cancels for you what you don't still want. Rocket Money can even find subscriptions that you didn't even know that you were paying for, and you may even find out you've been double charged for a subscription when you really don't need to be paying double for one subscription. To cancel a subscription, all you have to do is press cancel on the Rocket Money app, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest for you. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/SteelersTalk to get your financial situation under control and also help out the channel a little bit. Guys, if inflation's tough on everybody's pocketbook right now, it's always good to make sure that you have your financial situation figured out, tidied up, cross the T's, dot the I's, all that good stuff, guys. It's really, really important, especially with inflation affecting everybody right now. So go ahead and go to rocketmoney.com/SteelersTalk to help out the channel a little bit, but also figure out your financial situation today. So now let's get into a Bleacher Report article where they went over the biggest need for each NFL team and then gave 3 options to address that need. And for Bleacher Report, they said number 1 need is offensive tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is what they had to say. This is Gerry Davenport who wrote the article. He said, unfortunately, if the Steelers are going to make improvement along the offensive front or anywhere else for that matter, it's likely going to have to come in the draft. The Steelers have less than $2 million in cap space and in-house free agents like linebacker Robert Spillane and safety Terrell Edmunds to address. So, I don't necessarily agree with Gerry that they need to necessarily address it in the draft. I think that they're going to be cutting a couple of players, William Jackson III being one of those. But they give us 3 options here for the Steelers to target in the draft. First one on their list was Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. You've heard me talk about this guy a ton. He's someone that's a technical whiz, like when it comes to the technique, hand placement. He's a really good athlete, really big body, right? 6'4", 315, really, really good athlete as well. Technical marvel, Peter Skoronski is. He reminds me a lot of Rashawn Slater, fellow Northwestern Wildcat coming out of college. He was a top 15 pick, and he's one of the best left tackles in football. So he's going to go pretty early. I'm not sure if he even makes it to the Steelers at number 17, but I wouldn't mind adding Skoronski, right? He's one of the top players on my list of first-round tackle prospects for the Steelers to add, but he's not the top guy on my list. The top guy on my list is Broderick Jones out of Georgia. I think that he's got more of a Pittsburgh Steeler mindset. I think he's more of a mauler. He's got the arm length that people look for in the National Football League. It's not that Peter Skoronski wouldn't be a great fit. I think that he would be. I would take him if Broderick Jones was off the board. But if just thinking about this logically here, I think Broderick Jones is the better fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are my first-round left tackle prospects. I also like Paris Johnson Jr. and then maybe like Anton Harrison, maybe 32nd overall, something like that. That could make something work for me, but that's where I'm at with the offensive tackle position right now. But let me know right now, guys, sub to the channel, all right? Right now here at Steelers Talk, we are going to be doing a bunch of great stuff on the channel, breaking news coverage whenever the Steelers make a signing, every time they make a cut, every time they make a trade. We're going to be having it for you here on the channel. And then we also give you daily Steelers news and rumors content, just like we're doing here today. So if that's your thing, join the over 20,000 Yinzers in the comment section by clicking that sub button right now. Okay, so second on their list, Bleacher Report's list of offensive tackle prospects for the Steelers to go after is Darnell Wright, Tennessee Volunteers. They say that if the Steelers don't want to go for a first-round guy like Skoronski, they can probably get Darnell Wright like 32nd overall, maybe even 49th overall. And listen, it's an interesting prospect here. Darnell is somebody that played right tackle, not left tackle, with the Tennessee Volunteers, and he is a massive human being, guys. 6'6", 335 pounds. That's like Siaki Ika territory right there. And he, just like Broderick Jones, this guy loves to play it in the run game, man. He loves to be aggressive. He's got that Pittsburgh Steeler mentality where he likes to run somebody over. And right now he's currently ranked as the 84th highest prospect on the NFL Draft Media Consensus big board. And for me, guys, I'm not a huge fan of going after someone that played right tackle to go play left tackle for the Steelers. Now, if the Steelers want to keep Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle and bring Wright in to be the starting right tackle to start next season, I think that would be fine. If you take a look at the Steelers' offensive line depth chart right now, I think they're going to cut Chukwuma Okorafor because he didn't grade very well this past year, and they can save a lot of cap space by releasing him. And then Dan Moore Jr., who's still on his rookie deal, 4th-round rookie deal, so they're paying him nothing. I think that they're going to either try to keep him at left tackle or move him over to right tackle, which is what I would do. I would go after a future left tackle prospect instead of going for a right tackle prospect like Wright is. But at the end of the day, it wouldn't be a terrible fit. I wouldn't necessarily say it would be a bad move to go get Darnell Wright and put him at right tackle for the Steelers next season. And finally, their last guy that they mentioned, I was kind of surprised by this one, Matthew Bergeron out of the Syracuse Orange. Now, he's someone that I think is probably going to be about a mid-round pick, maybe late day 2, maybe early day 3. And he's another guy that's, really big dude, 6'5", 322 pounds. He's got all the tools, all the athleticism, vertical movement skills that you look for, the lateral quickness. He's somebody that has all the physical tools, but I don't think he has the tape to back it up. I think his technique, his hand placement isn't as good as it could be or that it should be. I think he's more of a developmental kind of guy, which is why I think he's going to go either late 3rd or maybe early 4th round right now. So if the Steelers don't want to take an offensive tackle early on, say they want to keep Chukwuma Okorafor and Dan Moore Jr. in place, but they want to bring in like a developmental prospect, I guess this would fit. But for me personally, I don't want a project. I want somebody that can come in and play for the Steelers right away. So I'm really not considering Matthew Bergeron a legitimate candidate for the Steelers to draft this offseason. All right, guys, go in the comment section right now and tell me, draft or sign an offensive tackle this offseason. Type D if you think they should draft one, or type S if you think they should sign one. All right, so now the next bit of news here. Brian Flores, linebackers coach for the Steelers this past year, is taking multiple interviews with a number of teams around the league. Today, he's actually interviewing for the head coaching position for the Arizona Cardinals. I think he would be an excellent fit for that job. I would say that he's probably the favorite to get that job right now because I think he could really handle Kyler Murray. That team needs a defensive head coach that can command the locker room. Flo can do all those things. I think he'd be a great fit. But if that doesn't work out, my guess is that either Atlanta or Minnesota would pick him up as their DC. Cleveland already went with Jim Schwartz, but Flores did get an interview with them. So it's interesting to see. I thought he would get more head coaching opportunities, given this situation, given how great of a coach he is. And I love having him in the building. I love having him be a part of the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. He was even helping Kenny Pickett out this year with the 2-minute drill stuff. He was helping in all these little different areas, helping out in the run game that really affected Terrell Austin's defense this year, and he really is going to leave an impact in Pittsburgh. But he deserves to move on and go on to bigger and better things because he's so much bigger than just a linebackers coach, guys. He really does deserve to be a play caller. He's too gifted at that to not have a position in the National Football League. I think he's one of the best play callers defensively in the league. He's one of the best leaders of men, so I think he should be getting a head coaching position, but at the very least a defensive coordinator position, and I wish him the best. So if you want to wish Coach Flo the best, like this video right now to show your appreciation for everything that Coach Flores did for the team in 2022. He's really a great coach. Everything that I've heard around the organization says that he's just been fantastic for the players. He was great for Pickett. He's great for all the different players around the organization. So he's been a great impact. And if you want to show your appreciation, go ahead and like this video right now. All right, so final thing here is who could be the next Coach Flores? So last year they brought in a former head coach to be a linebackers coach, and I think that there's an opportunity to do a similar thing on offense this year. You take a look at some of these bigger names, right, that are still on the market that might not get jobs. I would bring in one of these guys to be an offensive senior assistant, right? Give him a position guiding Matt Canada through that process of game planning, because I think that's one of his weaknesses as a play caller and play designer right now is that he's not a really great game planner. But I really think that if you bring in a guy like Cliff Kingsbury or Byron Leftwich or especially Frank Reich, I think adding another voice in that kind of offensive game plan meeting would really help him out, help Kenny Pickett out, help George Pickens out. I think it would just help out the offense in general. And then if Matt Canada sucks next year, you need to go to a new offensive coordinator. You have that guy right there to be able to go to and say, all right, it's your turn now. If of course Matt Canada sucks, you don't want to throw away a year with Matt Canada if the offense is bad again. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for coming to and watching the video today. I really appreciate you, Steeler Nation. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.